This is pretty awesome. All right, why don't you hit live on there too?
Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo Buddhaya, Namo Dhammaya, Namo Sanghaya. Happy 4th coming up to all of you from the United States. Good morning to everyone on the east side of the world. Afternoon to the evening here in the US. You're going to hear a lot of poppings in the background. That's the windows. We are on the floor, and I know Venerable Jorge is a little bit cut off from TikTok, and Instagram's a little. You see here. Okay, all right, good. Okay. uh, it just took a lot, right? We're giggling because it took a lot for us to be here and fixing the media of what's going on. So tonight I had the biweekly discussion with a monastic panel and scholars with Venerable Saranampala and all of the other senior venerable and most venerables. And along in my talk, which is towards the end, it's kind of like midway, I spoke twice during the monastic discussion, and I raised the issue of ChatGPT and the existence of AI. And everybody got all excited to contribute towards the end about their opinion and their projection for ChatGPT and AI. One of the person who asked me the question, what do you think when AI could distort, could adversely affect the accuracy of the teachings of the Buddha, the integrity of the Buddha? It is something that weighed heavily on my mind on this. Everyone knows that before I give a talk, specifically public talk, that I have to screen it through many layers of appropriateness and under the elements of right speech in a no void full path to make sure that it is true, right, and just, and it is appropriate at this time for the lay people and monastic to understand. Describing the what and describing the how. As everyone is well aware that Venerable Jorge was recently ordained yesterday. Yeah, definitely yesterday. And Venerable Lee was ordained and then reordained due to things he needed to take care in the public world. Venerable Lee has been with me on or about 6 months. Venerable Jorge has been with me for a year before being ordained. So along the way, both of these venerables have been updated to what's going on right now with my programs and everything that I learned, new information that's coming in, new information that's being presented to me is quickly transmitted back to them every single day. And at least 5 to 6 hours of the day, we are in close contact of constant transmission of information, pertinent information, so that we make informed choices for the benefit of humanity. I've decided to take tonight to once again reiterate and resurface my concerns regarding ChatGPT AI, which governs all. So AI would be under the umbrella, would be the umbrella, and under that would be, so far everyone knows, ChatGPT and other emerging AI softwares that is being run by Google, Microsoft, all of the above. I'm not an expert in it, don't have a degree in IT, but it is all over the news and it will become a commonality. Heeding the warnings of Professor Yuval Noah Harari that AI has the potential and likely chance prospect of writing the Bible and rewriting the Bible and making its own Bible is scary to all of us, for the Christianity world and for the monastic world and for the religious world. Let us pause for a second to define religion. When we think of religion, we need to have right view that when people practice a religion, they have chosen that particular God, that particular deity, group, the commonalities of believing in that God, putting their intentions towards it and practicing it on a regular basis. Religion plays a very important role in our society as it contributes to public education and education to keep people safe, disciplined, for example, keeping the commandments, precepts, and so on. So back to the original conversation is that AI has the capacity to do that because it now gathers everything that we have been doing, all of our search, all of our browser history, all of our Siri conversations, everything that you can imagine, it's been gathering all along. Now, every time when you all click on an app or sign up for Facebook or any other social media, nothing is actually free, right? Does it cost you money to sign up? No. What are you exchanging in return? Information. And algorithms. Algorithms are when they notice your tendencies in clicking or watching or viewing certain things, your preference. And it gathers that information to know more about you than you know about you. So, Venerable Jorge here gets a kick out of ChatGPT. He asks ChatGPT all sorts of questions and it comes up with answers. And so far, according to other monastics, who have tried ChatGPT, have reported that it makes up certain answers and it is not accurate. I want to give the microphone over to Venerable Jorge to share what he has tested, tried, and empirically saw direct results, direct personal experience in regards to ChatGPT or other AI software.
Thank you, most venerable. When I was using ChatGPT, I found that in some of the research that I'd done, it not only did it give me footnotes, but it would give me footnotes in a manner that was presented like it was legit. But when I went to back reference, those references were not there, they were non-existent. So, and then when I went in and said, well, these do not exist, it should actually apologize. So that was interesting in and of itself. I did use it for my studies as I was studying under the Most Venerable and the Four Noble Truths. And I did some of the other studies like the Noble Eightfold Path, the Five Hindrances. And although accurate and brief, you can say to it, please elaborate. And it will elaborate. Whether it's accurate or not, I have yet to discover in some of the texts that I'm learning currently. However, I do know that it has an ability to learn as well. So that was very interesting in and of itself. in that it adapted to the manner in which I was speaking. It would pick up on the subject matters. Even if I misspelled things, it knew what I was trying to say. That was very interesting. That was my discovery with ChatGPT and the Dhamma. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you for sharing with us valuable information to update the people. Um, so it, it has the capacity to be wrong, and anyone who's tried it would agree. All of you can object at this point. If it was 100% accurate so far, and at the time of this talk, you all can disagree of what we are trying to present to all of you. Right? And at the same time, this talk is not about discrediting or talking bad or trying to shut down the existence of AI or ChatGPT. The one thing that stood out to me during our research of this recently was that when your doctor prescribes you a drug, that prescribed medication, aka drug, has to go through the FDA for testing, rigorous testing with statistics to make sure that it is safe for the general public based on statistics and variances according to science, so that it may be available to the public and quickly and safely and thoroughly, and sometimes slowly, not so much quickly. Information is important, right? Every time when we have advertisements or we have certain information that's being thrown out there are warning labels in signs that says, this is for advertisement purposes only. This is the Surgeon General's warning from the United States that this product may contain nicotine and addictive chemical, right? I was seeing labels warning the dangers of social media, and we've seen the dangers of social media in the eyes, in the mind of our children. So many kids have committed suicide as a direct result of being on social media too long and trying to validate their identity, trying to make sense of who they are. They use social media to reinforce self-worth, self-value, self-esteem, being attacked, being bullied on. So many people have died because of cyberbullying. So that means they have received information about themselves that was untrue, but they perceived it to be true and they jumped off the Skyway Bridge. Who is responsible for that? Someone that hides behind a username that we can't track, we can't trace. Now, everyone has seen my TikTok where I attended student Eric, Gabe, and Luis's high school graduation. And while we were there was a gal in memory of this gal. Do we remember her name? You're gonna have to excuse us. It's 11:27 at night. It will come back. The moral of the story was she was a victim of bullying and she took her life. She was bright, early praise and promise. And I thought that was really sad when I looked up her name and saw the article. It received national attention. So, these are examples of bullying and cyberbullying because kids are mean to each other. Ever since AI came out years ago, our scholars have warned us. And then we're right now at an arms race towards what's happening with it. That means every other nation is also trying to beat other nations by advancing it as fast as they can and making it available to the public without rigorous testing. without standards of testing to ensure public safety and the safety of our children. We know that some people have tested this out with our youths, with, I believe it was an 8 or a 10-year-old, asking ChatGPT about this girl that he meets and what should he do on his first date with this girl, and how ChatGPT answers these questions, and it was calculated at high risk, and it was puzzling. It means, and there's so many examples out there of people testing this thing and pretending like they were an adolescent, because what does adolescent know, right? And they're using information to make informed choices, perception, tainting the minds so that they can make decisions, and some can be life-changing decisions. So this is some of the things that I've gathered was alarming to me, rises to the level of concern to me, and it should for you once you've done your research. None of you are supposed to take my word for it. All of you all are supposed to do your own independent research. None of you are supposed to believe me. You are supposed to see it for yourself. This goes directly within the teachings of the Buddha in the Kalama Sutta. So we got 2 issues tonight. And the moral of the story is, number 1, we need to raise money and funding to preserve the teachings of the Buddha. The money needs to go to preserving the monastic order in every way, shape, and form, including the 4 requisites, the well-being, the safety and health of the monastic order, because we are the true living Dhamma, the true living teachings of the Buddha. I also sit here and scratch my head as to who's, the next generation of monks that is going to emerge in this world, the quality of education they will receive and the quality of training they will receive. So monks that I'm training here will be taking on a very daunting task, a very big, salient task ahead. So we need to figure out, number 1, through mass crowdfunding. We can do a lot when funding comes in, right? Money comes in. When money comes in, it needs to go to more publishing of books. I just so happen to have 2 of them here with me. We have one that says The Heritage of the Bhikkhus, and then we have Venerable Bhikkhu Bhati's Noble Truth, Noble Path. I intend to speak with Bud, my former editor, when I was writing my book, which was halted at 40% completion in the midst of my own programs of catering to suicidal youths. And Bud was explaining to me how to self-publish by establishing nonprofit. That takes money, that takes time, that takes energy, takes resources like these humans sitting next with me. And so it's change is happening very rapidly. We need to ensure the quality of education and public education when it comes to these things, and the emerging generation to come, and how they're going to rely on AI for information. The one thing I narrowed down with AI is that what does AI have over us and what do we have over AI as monastic monks, is that AI doesn't have the experience that we have. What did I say the other day? That
about speaking about, we're looking at the cheat sheets and information, and then information with personal experience, wisdom. Is that what you're speaking about?
Hmm. Oh, advice.
AI can't give the advice that we give because the advice that we give is most likely, well, number one, choose a good, authentic, experienced teacher, good, authentic, experienced teacher who has a good academic background, who has good teachers behind them, came from a good lineage of purity of the Dhamma, purity of the rules. Choose teachers who follow the 227 rules for monks. And when you receive advice from them, it is life-changing advice. It is empirical, evidence-based advice. I hope that people are not seeking such advice from AI so far when it comes to life decisions. Monks are quite well-rounded because we have to study so much to sit in our positions: psychology, history, sociology, anthropology, science. It's like a PhD of everything, a mixture of everything put together, so that we can give qualified, duly qualified advice to the people. They can't just pull it out of thin air. Likewise, when you reflect on the making of a priest in the Catholic world, it takes at least 7 years for them to complete their education. Some even goes in getting their doctorate in divinity and doctorate in semantic theology. I'm screening my head to make sure that my doctoral degrees are right. Semantic theology. Um, And a priest has to also gone through so much rigorous layers of observations and screening before they get up there to be the embodiment of the teachings and the presence of Christ for the people. Because it affects the views of the people, does it not? It affects the views, their conviction and faith in their religion, in that philosophy. Very important. One should not be misguided in life. Sometimes we all make mistakes, right? Yeah, well, some people just so happens to make a mistake of a lifetime. So the point of me signaling all of this to you is that we need your help. We need you all to take some time to reflect and understand that there's a need for the preservations of the teachings of the Buddha by and through all mediums, not just by written mediums, but the digital preservations, which include websites, which includes expenditures for other medias and software to preserve it in its integrity and form as much as possible and as long as possible. And the security systems to keep it from being hacked. I don't know about you all, but we spend a lot of money on antivirus and firewall and all these security net features, billions of dollars, right? Because the people who make viruses also make antivirus. No different than the people who makes police radios make police scanners, right? So they can make money. That's just how it works. I can sit here and go on and on, right? The people who makes who do these scam phone calls are also quite sharing coffee with people who make phones and phone plans. And then now part of the phone plan is, look, we got the scam shield for an additional $15 a month. It will shield you from these scam phone calls. Well, isn't that convenient? Isn't that convenient? It's like they sit there in this corporate world and they're like, hey, how you doing? Uh, I'm I'm AT&T, I'm T-Mobile, I'm Verizon, I'm Fios, I'm this, I'm that, and hey, let's figure out how to drive people crazy, and then we'll market this thing, and then they have no choice but to buy it. Let's manipulate them. Let's manipulate them so that they'll buy this shield scam. Let's sell laptops. Let's market laptops, and because everyone will need a laptop. But if it's Microsoft, then let's start creating bugs and viruses and go in there and erase everything, and the computer will turn on so that they can take it to their local, and then eventually we'll scare the crap out of them with antivirus and 360 protection, firewall, identity theft. You see the world we live in? So what makes you all think you all can trust people who make AI? What makes you think you can trust? Do you trust your cell phone carrier? I don't. I sure damn don't. Now everyone knows that I carry multiple phones for years now, right? Um, because there are certain places in the city where there's no service, or it's funny that sometimes. So I have two Facebook accounts: Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. So I fire up all of them, and then somewhere down the line, out of five, one will always go wrong. We've seen that over and over again. Um, so the phone bill has been quite alarming. So I go down there, and recently I was like, how much everything total again? Apparently I have forgotten. And then I'm like, I need to readjust my plan. And as they were telling me about the adjustment of, I've never seen it was like, there's so much plans that the representative doesn't even know. They basically have to pull up their iPad and scroll with their fingers to choose plans or explain plans. And he stopped at one of them. He said, this is the best one, and it has Scam Shield. And I immediately took rebirth. I rebirthed into a caterpillar and then came back as a human. And then I figured it out, and I was like, oh, look at that, Scam Shield. Oh. So why don't you call me, I don't know, maybe cynical and suspicious because, huh. Do you ever wonder if the phone carriers is playing golf with people who call and marketing? Do you? Makes y'all wonder, huh? Someone's got to be making money off this. I got that from Mary Lee when I worked as a jeweler. She always said that. I don't know, we talk and she always says, someone's got to be making money off of this. And it never hit me because I was this dumb 21-year-old. And now the older I get, I realize somebody's making money off of this. In every way possible, they will squeeze you. They will corner you. And they will get it out of you. All in the meantime, all in the convenience in the United States where government don't do anything to protect the peace of mind for the people. I bet you if Biden signs a law that says it is now third-degree felony to make scam calls tomorrow, I bet you will have a very nice, pleasant 4th of July. Why? Because peace is now priority. Hallelujah. Amen, brother. Brother. But that's never going to happen. And I will bet my own enlightenment that's not going to happen because, How convenient, right? Because what? The White House doesn't know what's happening in the nation? Sure they do. They just want to look the other way. They just want to look the other way. Ah, I can sit here and get into politics and all of that. I'm not going to. I'm not going to. You all understand where I'm coming from. Have you all connected the dots so far? So, clearly, I don't trust AI. I don't trust a lot of things because they are there to scam you. They are there to cost you peace. We are here to ensure your peace. We are here to ensure your peace of mind that you go to bed well, rise well. Homework, school, life balance. That's what has always been my concern for all of you over the past 8 consecutive years. So I'd like for everyone to reflect on that. That is going to be my next new thing is the Dhamma, the priority of Dhamma preservation, the preservation of the Dhamma, preservation of the teachings of the Buddha. Um, Not to mention my other programs in training monastics and raising fundings to afford new monastics coming in. You all have to reflect that there are students out there, Venerable Lee being one of them, 21 years old, who barely has the means to put himself through this type of training to better himself, knowing himself more than AI. Before we wrap this up, as it is approaching 12, know thyself. Who said that? Aristotle, Plato? Well, pretty much all the philosophers. Christ said it, Buddha said it also. Know yourself. And it seems like we know everybody and their cousins. We know everybody and their mama's business, but we don't know who we are. True or false? Hello?
True.
True.
That was a sad guru thing. Hello? They know everybody else's business, but when you ask them about their flaws and errors and everything, they don't know. So the other thing bringing to your attention is that AI is going to know you better than you know yourself, and so is other people who knows you more than you know you. And it opens up the door for them to manipulate you, and it opens the door for technology to manipulate you. And over the past couple of years, they have been competing for your attention. They got it. They got it on TikTok. They stole your attention on TikTok. They stole your attention on Instagram. They stole your attention from all these reels and shorts. We know that. They also amplify that by showing you violent, negative things that make you tick. So they got your attention. So you've lost pretty much most of your attention. I am surprised for the few that could sustain this talk from beginning to end, right? So the next thing that they're going to target is intimacy with you. Intimacy. Now let's reflect historically. You know the Johns. Johns are to denote the men, the males that goes into bars and sit there and drink. And these women go over there and they go like, "Wait, what's up over there?" And they go like, "Wait, what's up, John? Tell me your name. Where you been? Are you married? I don't see you have a ring." What do you think they're doing? They're trying to get to know them so they can manipulate them and eventually go for their wallet, or vice versa. Go to the bar. You don't believe me? Go to the bar. Go to the bar right now and just watch certain things unfold. Look at the faces at the bars. They're lost souls waiting to be picked up by a stranger. Hmm, haven't we all been there? The teachings of the Buddha reels all of you back in to know yourself, to climb the ladder of enlightenment, to reach enlightenment, to know you, to cultivate inner strength, courage. When you know when you are secure in the knowledge of who you are a rock, unmoved by anything that is good or bad. You think any women can come and try to move this rock right here, holding the microphone? Good luck. Good luck. It's like trying to penetrate NSA, CIA, and FBI at the same time. Know thyself. If I could wish for anything, I would wish that people would just know themselves. Why do people not want to know themselves? Because it's painful. It's painful to visit the past. It's painful to look at one's mistake. It's painful to want to change because it's so much more convenient to push it off for another day. Push it off for another day? Oh, it's been 40 years, John. It's been 50 years, Tom. How long are you actually going to wait until you face the truth about you? Living the truth. Living the truth. Well, I think that was a book by Keith Abloh, psychiatrist, New York. Hmm. So, anyways, as you all reflect about everything that I am bringing to your attention, these are the things that you should keep an eye for. Not watch Netflix and Amazon Prime and Disney Channel because it's a waste of your life and a waste of your memory and a waste of your attention. You need to direct your attention back to you, what is most important, to contribute to the monastics, to contribute to Buddhism, the preservation of the teachings, and its representatives, which is the monks. The living proof and examples that a person can in fact change, living examples that a human can in fact achieve enlightenment. When you do that, you improve your own karma. If you're suffering now, we already know that if you suffer, it is because it's due to your karma. So therefore, one way to doing the most good is to improve one's karma. Sitting there and praying all day is not going to improve your karma. You must put it into action by dedicating your body, speech, and actions for the benefit of other people. Volunteer, give to charity, help homeless people, orphans, monasteries, churches, cathedrals, mosques. So always think of contributing to the world. Once again, if you feel compelled with our programs, our existing programs, and new add-ons to the existence of our ever-changing world in AI, you all can visit my link tree, which is available on the bio on all social media platforms to make your contributions. I'd like to thank those in advance, and I'd like to thank Bree and Julius, amongst the few, the rare few, that have been contributing so far and understand clearly what needs to be done to contribute where it is needed the most, in hope to buy us a lot of time to upload, to preserve, and to protect the living teachings of the Buddha. And for that it is supremely meritorious, for that it is supremely courageous, and for that it is supremely generous. Speaks volumes of these individuals such as yourself. Again, this comes as a priority for me in my eyes that have been well reflected, thought upon, and to bring you all the latest up-to-date news on AI, its effect, its potential dangers, the risks that is involved, and how it will affect all of us as the human we are, as the organisms that we are, the fallible beings that we are, and how and what we need to do to cultivate a thick layer of skin, a shield. May the Dhamma protect all of you. May you all always be well, be happy, be free, and always be healthy. It is all of our collective blessings, and collective sharing of merits for all of you who always think of us, thinking of us, everyone in Buddhism, all of the monastics, all of the venerables, ajanas, the bhikkhus, the novices, the venerables, the most venerables, the teros, the teres, the bhikkhus and bhikkhunis, the mahateros across the world. Thank you all for visiting your local monasteries. Thank you all for practicing dana, generosity. Our blessings for all of you. May the celestial beings and devas look upon you, guide you. May you have good health. May you flourish. May you stay safe. And until the very next time, may all of you realize the light of your own true nature, be healed, and be a significant source of healing for other people. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Anyone have any question, you all can send them to me on the comments or direct message inbox, or to my email at the number 1 Vietnamese interpreter at Gmail, the number 1 Vietnamese interpreter at Gmail. Venerable Jorge, if you could be so kind to grab those 2 phones up there. Venerable Lee, you could deactivate that. Thank you.
You want me to do YouTube as well?
Yes.